We bought that, and then again, just kind of fell in my lap. It was the broker who I worked with on that sale also had roughly, call it a year later, had another property up for sale that he was listing in Indianapolis, which happened to be another 14 or 16 unit that was also at that time, they're looking for $1 million. And at that point, again, mind blown. How am I going to do this? Little old me can't do this type thing. And so I had to get creative because I toured it, and it was a beautiful property. It was a historic building and a great location downtown Indianapolis. Ended up actually brought my dad in to help with the down payment. And he had some dollars that in savings that he was making virtually nothing on. So he said he wanted to make some interest on it. I said, all right, Dad, you can put down the down payment. I'll pay you interest only on those dollars. So kind of an annuity for him just to get monthly cash flow. So I was able to buy that building, $1 million building with no dollars out of my pocket. It came out of his pocket. And the bank was fine with it because he signed on the loan and he was officially part owner. So it worked out well.
So I love that you saw this opportunity and you said, how can I do this? You didn't say, I can't do this, or I can't wait till I have the ability to do this, or someday I'm going to do this. You said, how can I do this? And I think that is so important with taking on bigger risks and growing, and with real estate investing and scaling. So you were able to get into that. That was $1 million. And that was the biggest purchase thus far. And you said it was about 14 to 16 units as well.
Correct. Yeah. And that time I got helped up by the market, or for the next, I think a year and a half later, I got approached by a new broker who happened to live across the street. He asked, just kind of cold calling as brokers do, if I'd be interested in selling it. And the first probably 4 or 5 times he asked me that question, I said no, but here's the information you just asked me for. I'll give you some financials, or I'll give you the rent roll or whatever, but I'm not interested. So that conversation kept continuing, and eventually I did end up selling it. And I did a 1031 exchange, which is another trick of real estate. You can't do that with stocks and bonds, but 1031 exchange into an office building also near where I live.
Which, go ahead, quickly explain a 1031 for our listeners.
Sure. So kind of unique to real estate is the opportunity to sell an asset and then trade it for what the IRS considers a like-kind asset, which in real estate, it just has to be additional real estate, but it doesn't have to be the same kind of real estate. It can be a house for an apartment, or an apartment for an office building, or for a warehouse, or even a parking lot or a parking garage. I think those would all fit the definition of like-kind. But what that lets you do is defer taxes. You can push forward the capital gains taxes that you would otherwise have to pay the IRS. So you can take a lot more dollars and apply them to the new building. The trick is that you can't take any of those dollars in cash out of or into your pocket at the time of the sale. It has to go through a third party intermediary. They hold the funds, and then you literally just swap one asset for the next, but the next asset, by definition, has to be bigger or more valuable than the one you gave up. But it helps you get in there for, perhaps no more money out of pocket.
Perfect. I wanted to hear how a CPA would explain that itself.
How did I do? Did it sound okay?
Yeah, you did good. I was a little nervous you were going to go too far into detail, but that was a good, high-level overview of a 1031 exchange and how you can use it to buy bigger and bigger, or more and more properties.